What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam, ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now I'm going to do something cool for this one video right here. Now, as you guys know, if you've been watching my NFL videos, I like to do a first look lineup in the beginning of the week to get you guys kind of on the right track to, you know, start the week off right, So I like to do a first look lineup, so I'm going to fill this entire lineup. This by no means means to play this exact lineup. Don't do any more research and just run with it. This is a first look lineup. This is the beginning of the week lineup. A lot of things could change by the time Sunday comes. So let's go ahead and get straight into this now. I'm going to do a giveaway solely for this video. All right, I'm going to come back to this video on Sunday morning. I'm going to come back to this video, and I'm going to choose one of you to give $100 to. I'm going to give away $100 because I'm that excited for NFL. $100 to one of you, and all you have to do to enter into that is drop a like down below, make sure you're subscribed, and comment anything in the comment section. All you have to do is not comment "fuck you, Cam." Comment anything but that. All right? And I will possibly choose you to win $100 on Sunday. All right? So congratulations in advance to the winner. Thank you guys for being here as always. So in this first look, it's not going to be a huge, deep, in detail breakdown. I'll do one of those later on in the week. You guys know how I do it. If you're new, here you go. This is what I do. All right, in the beginning of the week, I'll drop my first look lineup. All right. Most of the time, it's going to be using the green light optimizer, which the NFL green light optimizer is not yet finished. That's why I'm not doing it on there. But for the rest of the time, it will be. But first look lineup, beginning of the week, either Monday or Tuesday. Most of the time, it'll be on a Monday. And then come about Thursday or Friday, I will drop a deeper breakdown where I won't lock any players in, but we'll go position by position and talk about who we love. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, starting off at quarterback, I kind of want to spend down here. I really like a balanced approach as it comes first look. Obviously, Lamar Jackson and all that. We'll talk more in detail when it comes to the more broader breakdown later on in the week. But when it comes to quarterback, who I really, really love, and I think he's just a little too cheap, is Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I get it. Jimmy Garoppolo's up and down. But last season, he was not up and down against this Arizona team. Now, remember, Arizona was one of the teams you want to pick on against because they play super quick. Their defense is not very good. And you just, plain and simple, they put up a lot of points quickly. All right. They play quickly. They run their plays really quickly. And the more plays that are able to be ran, the more fantasy points. Plain and simple, Garoppolo destroyed them last season. 31 and 34 in the two games against them. Both of the games were high-scoring games. One of them was San Francisco won 28-25. The next one was San Francisco won 36-26. It's just a fantastic spot, man. And this is the Arizona squad that gave up over 28 to Jared Goff over like twice last season. I mean, it's just a great season, a great situation. They gave up almost 14 DraftKings points to Devlin Hodges week 14 last season. So that's pathetic. Jimmy Garoppolo is in for a good start to this year right here. And like I said, he's up and down. He has down moments, but he also has that 30-plus upside. And here against Arizona, I think this is definitely a situation that he can do that. All right, so I really love Jimmy Garoppolo to start it out at quarterback, just to kind of give you a spend-down option. At running back, the first guy that I want to talk about is going to be Josh Jacobs. All right, Josh Jacobs is the Josh Jacobs is the workhorse running back for this Las Vegas Raiders team. All right, it is an amazing situation because Carolina. I loved picking on Carolina's run defense all year last year, man. All right, because not only was their offense not very good and they weren't keeping games close, so more running was happening against them, but they just couldn't stop it, man. The plain and simple. They gave up almost 30 to Carson week 15. They gave up just a ton of points. I mean, they just suck on the ground. There's not much to really get. They haven't got much better with it. So Josh Jacobs is in a fantastic spot here. He is the workhorse back for this team. And when he is healthy, he gets plenty of runs. So expect 20-plus carries out of Josh Jacobs, and he could smash. He could get you 25 to 30 potential in this matchup. I really love Josh Jacobs here. All right. Next running back that I want to talk about is going to be another workhorse guy, and it's just a great situation here because Marlon Mack has Phillip Rivers as his quarterback. Now, we all know how much Phillip Rivers loves dumping off passes to his running back, too, right? Like, you saw Austin Eckler. Eckler's success was because Rivers loved dumping that ball off to him. All right, now with Rivers in Indy, expect Marlon Mack to be a fantastic option here. And on DK, you get points per catch. It's PPR. So I think it's a great situation. I think Marlon Mack's in a fantastic spot. Don't forget, this is a Jacksonville defense that at one point we would fear Jacksonville's defense, but now it's just not the case. All right, gave up almost 34 DraftKings points to Devontae Freeman week 16 last year. All right, Marlon Mack got 20 against them week 17. So expect a big one out of Mack at 5'3". I really, really love him. There was at some point early on that there was talk about possibly Taylor taking away from him, but no, the coaches came out and said Mack is the clear-cut RB1, and that's not going to be changing this season. So Marlon Mack is a fantastic option against that Jacksonville weak run D. All right, my favorite point per dollar wide receiver on this slate is going to be, let me go get him real quick. You know what? Type his name in. Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson's over there in Philly. This is a fantastic spot. He's obviously the wide receiver one in this offense. They don't have many other threats. Washington is just not a good defense at all. Okay, they're just not a good defense in general. All right, Deshaun Jackson is way too quick. I mentioned this multiple times last season, and both times he had huge games. This is a situation like that. Deshaun Jackson is just light years quicker than any cornerback that Washington can put on him. He is going to beat them over the top. Okay? This is a fantastic spot for Deshaun Jackson. Absolutely love him. This is the same Deshaun Jackson that dropped 38 against them last season. Got 2 touchdowns on 10 targets. He's a fantastic option here, and I love him at only 4.9. He just seems way too cheap. All right, next up, I'm going to go Christian Kirk. Now, I know you're all thinking immediately, like, what? DeAndre Hopkins is there. That is great for Christian Kirk. Thank you for DeAndre Hopkins going to Arizona. Like I said, I love Garoppolo, and I'm going to show you who I'm pairing him with soon. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you can probably guess it. But I love this game in general. I think this game is going to be a fairly high-scoring game, and I'm excited for it. And I think Kirk on the other side, running back, the love for Garoppolo and his target that I'm going to be talking about is a great option. With DeAndre Hopkins being the main focus for the San Francisco defense, expect Christian Kirk to really shine here. And this is something to really pay attention to a lot of times, because a lot of times you'll immediately gravitate to a wide receiver one and be like, oh yeah, he's a fantastic option, and not realize, okay, well, he's obviously the number one option. This defense is going to zone in on him as much as possible. Now, could DeAndre still have a solid game? Sure. But to top it all off, you have DeAndre Hopkins drawing the San Francisco attention, which could end up giving Christian Kirk a huge game. Secondly, DeAndre Hopkins has been lingered by a hamstring issue throughout the offseason. So it's just a fantastic spot for Christian Kirk. Absolutely love him, and I'm going to be running him against San Francisco here. I really like his price, and he's a very solid option here. Next up, way too cheap for this game total in general. I mean, this is the highest game total on the slate. The only thing you worry about is Baltimore getting up a little too big here and then just running the ball a ton with like their 3-headed backfield they have now. At the end of the day, we know Brown is the number one receiver on this Baltimore offense. The Baltimore offense is projected for more points than any other team week 1. It's a solid matchup. I mean, it's just a spot at only 5-1 to get one of the main targets on this offense against a bad defense at 5-1. I'll take it. All right. Now, to go ahead and talk about the guy I'm pairing with Garoppolo, it's got to be George Kittle, right? It's got to be, especially against Arizona, who historically sucks versus tight ends. Well, let me not say historically, but for the last few seasons, they have definitely been the team to target tight ends against. Not only that, but I've mentioned this many times already in this video, San Francisco's offense is sneaky this week because they're going against an Arizona squad that, like I said, just runs a ton of plays. Plain and simple, and that in turn equals out a lot of points, a lot of fantasy points that just gives teams a lot more potential to score more. Plain and simple, and that Arizona defense is not good. All right, so expect George Kittle to really be that main focus point for Garoppolo. I mean, they're coming into this game. They've got to know that, look, tight ends against Arizona is a thing, we're going to pick on them 100%. I mean, if Tyler Higbee can smack them for almost 23 DraftKings points week 17 last year, George Kittle can dominate them here. So I love George Kittle in this matchup 100%. All right. Now at the flex position, it took me some time to really decide what I wanted to do here, but I at the end of the day settled on Joe Mixon. At the end of the day, this is a major workhorse guy. This is a guy they want to feed the ball 25 plus times a game. All right. On top of that, they have the rookie Joe Burrow at quarterback, which they're not going to want to throw that dude into, they're not going to want to just toss him into the fire and hope for the best. Yes, he might have a decent season. He's a talented quarterback, but at the end of the day, too, you don't want to really force your rookie out there and make him do a ton. You kind of want to, rely on that run game a lot more when you have a rookie, a guy with not much experience in the NFL behind center. So Joe Mixon's a fantastic option. He's going to get 25 plus carries I see here. I really love him. There was some worry about him possibly not playing because of the extension talk and all that. He finally signed that extension. It's official. He's getting $48 million over 4 years. He's a fantastic option, man. He's been on and off. He's been dealing with migraines during the offseason, but he's going to be fine for week 1. Fantastic matchup against the Chargers, another team that I like picking running backs against. I mean, Damian Williams dropped 34 against them week 17. So Joe Mixon, workhorse bat, gonna touch the ball 25 plus times. Expect Joe Burrow also to rely on him with some dump-offs too, being new to the NFL. So I like Joe Mixon a lot. And then last but not least, I mean, my favorite defense in general is going to be the Patriots D. This Patriots defense has just been amazing for a long time now. They get a lot of turnovers. And against Miami's young team, there's a lot of potential here for them to get a lot of mistakes and for them to really take advantage here. They're at home in New England. I think New England's going to be just fine with Cam Newton at quarterback. They're still going to put up some points. And Miami's going to have to throw the ball a lot to keep up. And I honestly see this as being a game where the Patriots defense is really able to take advantage of Miami having to force a little bit too much. And that's plain and simple. I mean, Patriots of any defense in the NFL have the highest upside on every given weekend. Plain and simple. They have the highest possible upside. So I'm going for the safety that I feel here against Miami, and I'm going for the upside potential that they have as well. I mean, they got 37 against this Miami team week 2 last season. 37. That's the type of upside potential that we have here. Okay? And then 25 week 4 against Buffalo. 27 week 6 against New York Giants. Week 7, 25 against the Jets. 21 against Cleveland. Like, it's just, they've got the 20 plus upside, and that's the type of upside that can get you at the top of GPPs. And as you can see, remaining salary is at 0. And we got Jimmy Garoppolo going against this Arizona squad mentioned in the video. Look, Arizona's defense is not very good. They play fast, which in turn is great fantasy purposes. Josh Jacobs, Marlon Mack, Deshaun Jackson's going to beat them over the top once, maybe twice. Christian Kirk with all the focus on DeAndre Hopkins here in this one, and DeAndre being held back a little bit by a hamstring issue he's been dealing with majorly throughout the offseason. I think with him hampered a little bit, they could possibly just be playing decoy possibly with Hopkins week 1. And Kirk is just a fantastic option here. There's no way San Francisco's game planning to stop Kirk. They're game planning to stop DeAndre Hopkins. So Christian Kirk should get a great game. We got Marquise Brown for Baltimore. Really love this spot. I think he's going to end up in the end zone once at least here. Top total on the slate. Good matchup. Absolutely love him. The only risk you run with Brown is Baltimore getting up a little too big and then just running a ton. But Brown is a solid option. George Kittle to pair with Garoppolo. All day, every day. Don't need to explain that. Joe Mixon, absolute workhorse back. Solid matchup against I almost said the Clippers. The Chargers, and then the Patriots defense against Miami. And that's it, y'all. Thank you for joining me as always. First look lineup. Make sure you comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into that $100 giveaway that I'm doing to one of you on this video. Make sure you come back to the channel later on in the week, probably Thursday or Friday. I'll be posting a final look to give you guys a good leg up. Greenlightdfs.com. Join the squad. Let's get it. And I'm out. Good luck.